Hello friends, in today's lecture we will learn how to import data sets in your machine learning model. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm using Google Colab to demonstrate you how to import data sets in your machine learning. Okay, so here I will import some libraries, that is Numpy as NP. Okay, so another library which I'm going to import is Pandas, and the third library which I'm going to import is Matplot Library as PLT. Okay, so the moment you write a keyword import to import any library, so in your machine learning model it will allow you to include that library in your project. Okay, so I'll tell you one by one what all these libraries are all about. Okay, so first I will start with the Numpy. Numpy brings the computational power of languages like C and Fortran to Python. With this power comes simplicity. A solution in Numpy is often clear and elegant, right? Numpy also gives us fast mathematical computation operations over arrays and linear algebra as well, Fourier transforms, and you want random number generation in your project, that is also given by your Numpy library. Okay, and let me talk about something, performance of the Numpy. The core of Numpy is well optimized, right? It is well optimized in C code in order to enjoy the flexibility of Python with the speed of compiled code which can be provided by Numpy, right? And if you see in your futuristics model, and they will be expecting some powerful n-dimensional arrays, so that's why we are using Numpy over here. And second library which we have imported, that is a Pandas. Pandas is a very popular library in machine learning, and it is also fast, powerful, flexible and easy to use, and it is also open source data analysis and manipulation library which is built on top of the Python programming languages. There are so many inbuilt features available in Pandas to play with your data sets and data frames, right? So that's why we have used Pandas. And Pandas we are just not using to import your data sets, but we are using Pandas to play with your data sets, right? And the third library which I have imported over here, that is a Matplot library. If you want to develop a publication quality plots with just a few lines of code, then you should use Matplot library. Use interactive figures that can be zoomed, update, you should use Matplot library. And object-oriented plotting library, if you want, that can be only provided by Matplot library. A procedural interface is provided by the companion PyPlot module, which may be imported, just I have shown to you, that is the import matplot library.py plot as plt. Okay, so I will just click on this run cell to import all the libraries. Okay, so one more thing, you have to import your dataset. Okay, dataset.csv file which you are going to import your machine learning model. Okay, so I'm just give you the brief of what is my dataset over here. And there are two things in datasets. First is independent variable and second one is dependent variable. Independent variable, if you see, the first three columns and rows are independent variables, and the last column is my dependent variable. Why it is so dependent variable? If you see, in the country France, age is 23 and salary is 22,000, right? And the value of your last column, that is purchased, it gives you the decision making, right? Your France country, that age was 23 and salary was 22,000, and the person who lives in country France, they have purchased the product, right? Similarly, if you see in the second row, Spain is there, and people did not purchase that product. Okay, so that's why it's coming no. So in my data set, if you see who is going to decide whether who is living in the different countries, those persons have purchased the product or not. So this is a deciding column, right? So that's why we are giving the name is dependent variable, right? So I'll tell you what is data set. First, let me tell you what is a data set. Data set is a collection of instances, is a data set, and when working with machine learning methods, we typically need a few data sets for different purposes, right? And let me tell you what is instances. A single row of data is called an instance, right? If you see, the whole row is a instance of this data set, right? It is an observation from the domain. Now, one more thing, let me tell you, is that is very popular thing in machine learning is the features of series. What is the feature of series? A single column of your data set. A single column of data set is called a feature of series in data set. It is a component of observation and is also called an attribute of data instance. Some features may be inputs to a model, the predictors, and others may be output or the features to be predicted, right? So this is all about the data set. Now I will click on code to get the another cell, and I will cross this data sets and I will show you again. Okay, so now I will type my variable name of data set. I am taking as a data set. Here you need to import your data cell with the help of pandas dot. There is a method called read CSV that gives you how to import the data set in your machine learning model. Okay, so here what I need to do, I need to provide your data set name, right? What is your file name? Exactly you need to provide over here, right? CSV. This is not the thing that you have imported your data set, right? You will have to do more thing. So I will create x-axis here to with the help of our dataset variable, right? So there is one more method ilog. This is a basically location index, right? So here is one more interesting thing I will tell you. That is these first three columns are independent variables, and the last column is a dependent variable. So here we want all the independent variable on our x-axis. So how we will write this range? So first we want all the rows. It will gives you the all rows, and we want all the columns except the last column. So how we will write? We will write like this only. Okay, so similarly we will create our y-axis in the similar fashion. We will write our data set. We will take ilog method over here. Similarly we want all the rows, but here we don't want all the columns, like we only want last column, that is a dependent, right? So we will provide the index value over here, right? So here I will run this cell to check if there is any issues? Okay, that's great. There is no issue. Okay, so I will take another cell over here, and I will write a very famous function in machine learning or Python, print function. Okay, so first I will print x-axis, see what all gives you. Okay, so here see the output. This is a data set like country, age, salary. We got all the three first independent variables in the x-axis. Similarly, I will take another cell and I will print by over here, right? So it will give you only last column, that is purchased. Okay, this is how you can load your data set in machine learning model. Okay, so do the lot of practice and try to import your data set in your machine learning. This is the simplest thing in machine learning, so just try at home. Okay, so we will continue in our next lecture, so where I will show you another thing related to machine learning. Okay, thanks for watching.